What is good, y'all? SGG Game, man. It's your boy SmooveGotGame back with another Pittsburgh Pirates rebuild video. And today, getting further into season 2. As you can see, we're starting out 16-17, only 4 games back behind the Reds. So kind of a little, fall off. But we've been hovering around this 500 mark pretty much all season. And we're just going to kind of look to try to get back on the positive side of those 500 numbers here today. And of course, we're middle of the season. And some of our most important things right now is making sure that our prospects are doing good. Now, the AAA and AA levels, and some of our middle infielders are kind of struggling. Drew Jones right now isn't putting up the best of numbers, batting .220. Hasn't really seen any kind of increases here yet at the AAA level. And then down at AA, Josh Worth doing pretty good, batting .265. Has a homer and 6 RBIs in the leadoff spot. Still no movement in his overall or anything like that. Herbert Bill, kind of the same average exactly, has 1 more home run, seeing a little bit more development, actually seeing an overall boost here up to a 67 now, as I think they're doing pretty good jobs at AA. Now, of course, before I would move them to AAA, I'll need to see far more improvement than that. And then Anthony Berggren, not really sure if we would actually see him come up to the show or anything like that, being he has deep potential, but he's doing a decent job down there. And then Alexi Santos is doing phenomenal. 0 ERA, 8 innings, 7 saves. Hasn't blown a single one yet. And he's already at that 71 overall. So we'll see how long it is before, we make the swap between him and the AAA closer. Now, of course, we got guys here at AAA too that we want to look at as well. The bullpen's been kind of up and down too as well. So seeing how some of these bullpen guys are doing. Josh Fleming's doing pretty good. Jose Hernandez, which would give us another lefty, which everyone that we chose. Both are doing great and phenomenal work right now. Then Paul Sneeze, 251 average or ERA, 109 whip. He's on fire right now. He's up to a 78 overall, seeing good boosts. And I like the numbers that he's putting up, as well as Eric Lawyer, 3-1 here. I mean, he's a 29-year-old 70 player with B potential, so I don't know if he will ever reach that potential being this late in his career. But got our eyes on those guys, as we have guys being inconsistent in our rotation and our bullpen. So to start off today's episode, since we looked at the stats and updates for them, why not get a couple gameplays in here with the young guys down at the minor league system too as well. Josh Worth first up here. Leading off for the AA team, the curve. Swing as he goes in and checks his, or watches that 2-seamer go straight past for him. Not able to do anything with that one. And honestly, as far as Josh Worth goes, I mean, he's got a long way to grow till he's up at the major league level. I mean, upper 50s range as far as his overall. He does have B potential. So there's that possibility that he does grow into a great player. It would just take a little bit longer for him to reach, I think, a solid MLB standing. I mean, he's got decent defense, but his hitting attributes are not ready to come up to the show just quite yet. And I think that we're seeing that here so far this season. I mean, 265 in AA is definitely not going to translate well to big MLB numbers. As we see a little bit of the power shown off, though, kind of taking that one all the way back to the warning track. Unfortunately, he was able to be caught in, and then finally getting his first hit of the ball game here. As that one is out into the outfield for a base hit, as that will drop in. And actually, I did want to do a quick update too on the settings that I was using. I know if you guys remember back in episode 1, I showed you guys what I was using. We were on All-Star to kind of start the series. I did feel like a lot of the games when we were playing, as far as full games and stuff, we were getting very high scores. Very good pitching performances. Sometimes the pitching performances will lack, and I didn't kind of feel as bad on the pitching side, but I definitely did on the hitting side. We were definitely scoring a lot of runs, getting a lot of hits in. So I actually did boost it, because I do feel like I'm at the skill level now to the highest difficulty here of can't remember if it actually is called Hall of Fame, but for all intents and purposes here, we're going to call it Hall of Fame. Is hold on, we have a throw in the second base over to third. Great play there, getting in from the outfield. I wish we had thrown it straight to third to just get the put out ourselves, but shout out to our outfield is able to make the good plays to go ahead and get the game over and wrapped up with. You see we're tapping hats here, so we obviously were able to come away with the dub here today. Great job by Josh Worth, man. Even though he didn't do too much as far as hitting, 1 for 4, but he did get that out in the outfield. Bill ended up going hitless today, 0 for 3. Sean Ross popping off for 2 home runs. Unfortunately, he's a deep potential prospect, so nothing exciting about him, but that's a pretty good game from him. And then we had a great start there from our starter, and the bullpen kind of let it slip up a little bit, still able to get the dub. Moving on to Herbert Bill the next day, our center fielder, number 1 overall prospect with the A potential here. that we're really looking to kind of come up with. And already up to 67 overall. Maybe it could take like a full year down here at AA. Maybe get the AAA call up during spring. Maybe literally get that kind of Morris Jones treatment, where we'll have you down at the minors basically for one full season, progress quickly, and give him at least a chance in spring training after his first year. But that depends on the numbers that he puts up if he's able to be worthy to do that. Now, back to what I was saying, though. We did upgrade it to Hall of Fame hitting and pitching. So if you do see a little bit more harder degree of hitting here, as we did go 1 for 4 with Worth yesterday. And now here in this game, we are 0 for 1 as we swing through the slider at the ankles. And now Bill is 0 for 2 in the game. It looks like we were able to get some runs back on our side. Thanks for the game update there. Get us up to 3-1 here. Bottom of the 7th. He's now 0 for 3 going for his 4th at bat. But we have bases juiced, 2 outs against Stevenson as we are trying to get these flying squirrels up out of here. That's going to be a ball. Scott into the air, shallow right field. And unfortunately, that's going to be gloved in. So not much there. Showed off from Josh. Oh, wait. We might have one more back here. Bottom of the 9th. They actually managed to come back with a grand slam by Martin. So even down here, we're having pitching problems in the bullpen. But it's now 5-4. Time run is 90 feet away. We have 2 outs here for Bill. Can he be clutch? That's a 4-seamer on the hands. He's a little bit late on it. And therefore, right toward the center fielder. That's going to be caught in for the ball game. So no back-to-back wins. Unfortunately, we will have to take the L here in this game. And Anthony Bergarian is actually the one that ended up coming up with that L here today. Must have gave up that grand slam for us. As we look down here, only was able to get 2 outs. All 4 runs were charged to him. So, he definitely came in, walked 2, gave up 2 hits, and we got him up out of there. Now, in the very next game, we do have Drew Jones at the AAA level. So, taking a step up now after watching our AA prospects there working a little bit. Only 2 that we kind of have down there. We have a couple at single A. I think literally 2 at single A. So that's where the rest of the prospects are right now. They're just kind of down at single A, obviously getting the guaranteed boost, but no gameplay boost. We'll have to see if maybe they are worthy enough to get onto the AA roster by the end of the year, possibly with those call-ups too. They can make some room for them to come up too. Now here we have a throw going to the plate here by Drew Jones. Does he have the arm strength to get it there? Not going to be in time off the 1 bounce. As you can see, the new throwing mechanics, I did leave those on there, because they happen rarely. Like, they really only pop up like that when I'm in the paralock for the outfield. So, I figured why not? You should go ahead and leave something like that on it. You still have to have good ratings. Obviously, it controls the speed at which that thing goes down. And that thing went down very quickly because he does not have pretty good accuracy. So, still ratings based there with that. And then Drew Jones here coming up for his 4th at bat here in the game. 2 outs. Gets a ball upstairs. That's a changeup left high and center. But a high and center catch by the center fielder as well. As that was popped sky high right to him. Barely had to move. And we're going back to the outfield here for him. This is going to be a liner getting down in the outfield. As Drew's going to go ahead and pick this one up. He looks like he's going to go ahead and fire into second base. The runner is rounding. Throw comes in and he's nailed him at second. There's the arm strength we talking about. You got to be quicker than that. As it looks like here, we still came away with the dub, actually. Yeah, came away with the dub, 10-6 here. So great job by him. Lee Oliver Pereira, who we dropped down, is 2 for 4 today. G1 Bay was 0 for 6. Not good looks. I think those guys are trying to come back up, or at least G1 Bay trying to come back up. Lee Oliver had a really good game. And then kind of coming back up to the major league squad, you can see we're actually doing pretty well on offense. So some of those guys we're not even fully looking at. We're 2nd in batting average, tied for 4th in runs, number 3 in hits as a team. Triples, we're tied for 3rd. Home runs, we're actually in 5th place right now currently with 56. So that was great free agency signings to get the home run numbers up. Tied for 4th in RBIs. Obviously that would correlate with the runs. 3rd actually in slugging percentage too as well. 3rd in total bases. And then if you look at number 4th in assists, showing that we're actually still in the field. And then team ERA, this is what's kind of dragging us down a little bit here. Middle of the pack at 15, 4.17 ERA. So, if that were pitching at a higher level performance, we probably wouldn't be 1 game under 500 and kind of like fighting to get back over it, as we're on a 2-game winning streak right now. But we just got to fix some things, man. I mean, we're 8-10 at home. That cannot happen. I mean, at least we have a winning record on the road, but we got to start winning at home again. As we come back to the screen, you see we have a 2-game winning streak so far after beating Miami in the series. We start another close series here with the Reds, who have the lead in the division. Take game 1 here in game 2. The ball game is tied. And Tamar Johnson is at the plate, 2 for 3, 2 base hits already today. He's got the time or the go-ahead run at second, 1 out. And he could very well be very clutch for us here against Tanner Scott. Already 18 pitches deep, now 19. As he comes firing to the plate right down the main street. That 4-seamer came in quick. Tamar Johnson's got to be quick in that if he wants to get a hit here. Now he's going to have to work this count and hope that he doesn't strike out. Check this swing there, going down to third base. They're going to say he didn't do it. So we get another chance here with an even count into the chest. Watching that one go by, we have Gabriel Moreno in the game. 214 average with runners in scoring position. But we won't need him to be clutch. That's going to get down in the gap in the outfield. That's going to bump up against the wall in right center field. 2 runs are going to go in and easily score off that. It's going to be a 2 RBI double to double up the lead, 4-2. His 8th double of the season. Tamar Johnson being clutch. They're going to go to the bullpen and bring in Emilio Pagan. 16 games this year, 4 holes. They just kind of want him to basically keep that runner at second base. Let the game stay what it is so they can try to come back in the bottom of the ninth. And now Gabriel Moreno, who is 0 for 3 today, must be in to give our catcher a break here. Henry Davis getting the day off. But Gabriel not having the bestest of games here, despite being the higher overall. He really does not play better. And that's why he's more of the backup catcher. As he swings and misses through that one, he'll go sit down as well. And then Carlos Santana also in here today, backing up Pete Alonso at first base. Gets a lined rocket out to right field. And that will be gloved in just ahead of hitting the ground. So we'll have to go ahead and settle with just a 4-2 ball game. Handing things off to our closer, Jose Leclerc. Done a great job closing games out this season. We just need one more save here against a very good division opponents. We'll have to see if he can hold up here against the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Great spot in the lineup to be at if you are the Pirates. Shamir Candelario, 0 for 3 on the day. And a 1 for 2 count here as he takes this one in off the hands, fisting and fighting it off to Pete Crow Armstrong. As he'll go to glove that one in for the catch. And then it'll be up to Stuart Fairchild, swinging through the slider down low. That'll be out number 2, and down to their last man here. It is Matthew Nelson as he pops this one sky out to Pete Crow, getting underneath it, and he will go ahead and glove that in for a Pittsburgh Pirates victory as we walk out of here with the Reds winning another game, 4-game winning streak right now, getting another game closer to them in the standings. Every head-to-head win to them is going to matter because it looks like slowly but surely they are the ones running away with this division. So they're going to be the ones that we're chasing at least this year. So if we want to take that and possibly make the postseason. Lucas Sims getting the victory here, going an innings work of late work there for us. Tamar Johnson, player of the game, 3 for 4, double, 2 RBIs, 2 singles. As a team, we had 7 hits, so I mean, him having 3 of them is huge. Shout out to the 2 RBIs from Brian Reynolds too as well. And that'll put him at 16 and Johnson at 18, and then Bailey Felter, 5 innings, 1 earned. Just wish he had a little bit more stamina, but had a great start. Just kind of the bullpen gave it up for us. So as we go back into scouting, of course, the main thing that we're still worried about here early in the series, the team is not yet built. We do not have all the pieces that I would like to have, at least ready to go as far as young guys. So still looking at guys like Robert Matsui here, kind of liking what I'm seeing is like maybe a mid-round prospect, but I think I've kind of seen all I've wanted to see out of that. It's something that we're not taking up high at least, so I can be cool with 50%. Let's look at some of the guys that we've recently scouted here. Grady Ross, 41 over our board, so falling down a little bit, 66 to 97 on his potential though. Not too bad. Daniel Carver here, he's at 150, so he's actually rose up a little bit. No offensive abilities at all, but great defensively and speed wise. So I mean, that's a unique prospect there. Am I okay with the defense or the offense being average? Or I want somebody like Grady Ross here. I mean, even though he's slipping past the board a little bit, does have a lot of great ratings here. So I do want to definitely get him looked at a little bit more. See if we can go to get him focused up and have a higher percentage on him. We are looking at those relievers too as well internationally. So just kind of watching these percentages build up. So that way, when we do have to make those picks in the 5th and 6th round, we're making educated guesses, getting at least a little bit of percentages on those, knowing what I'm going to get. And hopefully avoiding another D relief pitching prospect like Anthony. But we're going to look at third base in the East, relief pitchers in the international, Grady Ross. That'll be basically kind of another week of scouting, which should hopefully get us close to finishing up that profile for Grady Ross and seeing where that 50 really does lie for us. As you can see here, 90, 82 on his power as far as his potential, because that's where I look at mostly the future. So it could be a power third baseman there for us, as I do like the numbers there on him. We're going to go and get him off the board, though, as I think I know enough now with what percentage he's at to know whether that's going to be a high pick for us or not, and it might not be. We obviously have more third basemen here getting their little 15% boost from our big-time scouts, and not really seeing a whole lot here. I mean, obviously, anytime you see unranked and they go all of a sudden get ranked on the board, that's good. Rob Key here from South Korea. Great everything, it looks like. 68 on the board. It looks like he's moving up a little bit, so definitely want to get a little focus in on him too as well. 65 to 89. Looks like his kind of potential range is probably a B prospect. And as we go back to the board, we ended up tying the series with Cincinnati, going 2-2, going on a 3-game losing streak, but winning the series against Houston. A 3-game losing streak, but winning the series against Houston. Then going on a 3-game winning streak with the one in Baltimore. And right now we're starting up this week here with the tie with Baltimore. Now, as you can see, not too many games left against division opponents here. We got the Cardinals as a 3-game, Cubs as a 3-game, with no Reds here coming up shortly. So we got to get these wins against other tough, non-tough opponents if we can. That was just definitely the raw time to have a losing streak here. Finally coming back with a win there against the Blue Jays and a trade offer. Hobby Milner, 34 years old, 68. So he's going down, but having a great season pitching. 176 ERA is fantastic. And all they want is Hudson Head, a center fielder. That's actually my lowest ranked prospect, deep potential. I think this makes sense. I mean, we're not making a huge move for the postseason, but this would make us better to give us a chance. Colin Holderman has been playing pretty bad as far as our relievers go. Yohan Oviedo has been struggling. Bubba Chandler definitely has not been doing too good, so we definitely have room for him in the bullpen. If we go ahead and go make this move, somebody's going to get moved down. So I think it makes sense to go ahead and make this move. You guys want a prospect that you guys want to try to build up? Sure. Maybe, because there is a chance that the potential can raise, so maybe. And then Rob here, looks like he still has good everything. Moved up the board to 59, 21 years old, 2 years of JUCO experience, 71 to 86 on the potential, so probably going to be around a B prospect. And come in pretty ready at 66 to 81. Probably could be a 70 overall, ready to play immediately, possibly, if we go get Rob. So could be a great third base option to look at and discuss. Backup Cabrian. I know he is on the older side at 28, so could be a backup there for us. Grady Ross, we've almost finished the profile here. Still at 53, 72 to 88, so probably around a B potential prospect. Only thing he's got going for him really is power. We got Morrow Bush, Johnny Ozuna here at second base from Missouri. Good hitting stats, good defense. We're starting to look at second baseman here because I know we have strong middle infielders, but I mean, the better and deeper a position gets, that's more trade options for us to go get maybe big names or other positions of need that other teams already have a good prospect at that we don't have to draft and guess. So I definitely want to change up here and go look at some second basemen. The best ones that I seem to come from were the Central. We also still got our relief pitchers, international, third baseman, international too as well. Another strong week here as we had 4-game losing streak, losing the series to Baltimore and Toronto before winning 2. And right now we're going to game 3 with a chance to beat St. Louis, who is a half game over us in the standings. So I figured, why not go and play this full game for us here today? This could give you a chance to propel us forward in the standings just a little bit, just a tad. Get us back in second place because right now we are sitting in third behind the Cardinals and Reds. And it looks like right now the Reds are the only team over 500 in the division. So we do have some catching up to do. But we can also look at wild card spots too as well, which if we want to get there, the Cardinals are also in the way of that too. Now we won first game 2-1. Lost the last game when we gave up a bunch of runs to them, 9-7. And we'll see what kind of game we get here today. Remember, we are on Hall of Fame difficulty now, so we should see a little bit different of a game. Probably won't see like a 13-run outing here again, but hopefully the pitching is more clutched up too as we have Marco Gonzalez on the mound for us. 3.8 ERA, 1.3 whip, a 12% strikeout rate with a 6.2% walk rate, meaning that he's keeping those walks down, those strikeouts up, and those runs to a premium. So actually having a far better season than he had last year, looking like a very strong pitcher for us, looking almost like ace numbers or at least number 2 numbers. But obviously don't want to mess up people's energy and move things around in the rotation. So we'll continue to let him pitch out of the 3 spots and keep getting these dubs, you know, after now ending a losing streak, which he could actually be very beneficial as that circle change down low gets Tommy Edmonds swinging, already getting his first strikeout of the day. He's a very good lefty for us too. I love the pitches and break that he does have. The four-seamer, although not fast, you see he's only coming in at 90 there, still able to get his strikeouts because he has great control over his pitches. The circle change breaks nicely. There goes another four-seamer at 89 miles per hour, getting gloved in center field as it wasn't able to go that far because they ain't going that fast. And then Matthew Liberatore for the Cardinals will be on the mound. 4.36 ERA. We're going to look to increase that a little bit here today with our offense. As Pete Crow Armstrong leading off for us still, batting 287 now. Last time we were able to get a clear look at him, he was batting over 300. So a little fall off. That's it on the hands. Blooped out to left field. It'll be gloved in by the left fielder. So great catch on the run there. Henry Davis, who we moved up to the 2 spot, batting 342. Lines this one out to center field, but it will be gloved in before the warning track. Not much you can do with that. And then Brian Reynolds, 299 on the year, close to another 300 average. He's been looking like team MVP so far this year. I mean, he's getting the home runs. He's getting the RBIs. He's batting at our 3 spot, looking very good, except for on this at bat, as we do end up going down 1, 2, 3 in our half of the first as well. Leading us to go into our bats, as we had another clean inning of work there from Marco Gonzalez. Staying bottom 4 here is Anthony Santander. Pops this one up to first base, and the out train will still continue. Pete Alonso getting the first pitch he sees into the gap there. Great cutoff here with no speed. It will end up just being a deep deep single. I almost said a deep first base, but a deep single. As now it gives us a little bit of offense here to work with. As Ke'Bryan Hayes knocks one out. I did not think that had the distance. It didn't look like it at first. It looked like we were going to die that one on the warning track. Possibly having to call the runner back. But instead of calling the runner, we're going to call the cannonballs, clear the deck. It's a 2-run home run from Ke'Bryan Hayes, giving us an early lead here, 2-0. And can't forget, you got to get the sword of defeat. Go ahead and slice up the enemies. And we already have an early lead for Marco to go ahead and feel comfortable with. And now he doesn't have to struggle and stress about keeping the game a shutout. I mean, you can't give up more than 2 runs for sure. So you still got to stress a little bit. Got to get you some more run support. But here it is coming up early and often for us. Tamar Johnson 0 for 3 in yesterday's game, dropping his average to a 281. And it looks like it'll only go down from there as that one is popped out to center field. Maybe not as it goes to the wall. It's caught just in time. I was about to say, never mind. Maybe maybe the commentator cursed him into a home run instead of another out with following the trend. Well, one thing it does do is give us a walk here with 2 outs. Jared Trillo up next, getting a 12-6 curveball right down the middle as that is going to be gloved in. We had the timing and it was there. Just nothing we can do about it or with it. And we're going to go back to our pitching as we jump to the top of the 4th. Marco Gonzalez, 3 innings strong so far up to this point. Has not looked bad at all. Lars Nootbaar, 2 home runs in his last 4 games, 5 ribbies. He definitely is working in it back here. 40th pitch on the way as this is popped up on the right field. Santander is going to give chase to it, and he will glove it in for out number 1. Same thing comes here on out number 2. Pete Crow Armstrong will go out to center field. He'll glove this one in with some relative ease. So that's 2 quick outs here for him. Jordan Walker up next. He's 0 for 1, getting out in his first at bat. Sees a 2-2 circle change that he could not fully pull the trigger on. That's a strikeout for another clean inning. Let's stay here in the 5th. See if we can make it happen again as J.P. Crawford will loop this one out in the left field. Reynolds not able to make the play. Neither is Pete with that speed. And they finally get to see what it's like to have a base runner on base for them, as we'll see if they can be clutcher. There are no outs, so it'll be a great chance to possibly put some runs on the board here early in the top of the 5th. That time run is now at the plate for them as Alec Burleson seeming to make this an AB here for us. Is a 2-2 count. Swings and misses at the circle change on the hands. That was one pitch that we could seemingly rely on all day. That circle change in on the hands was getting a lot of swings and misses here as we pop this one out to left field. Reynolds will go ahead and make the catch. Runner will not get a chance to advance. And just that quickly, we got 2 outs yet again. Bon Herrera, can you make something happen here with your 0-1 count? Pops this one up. Pete Crow is out there in center field. That's another inning of clean work. Definitely, you already know my rule. If there's a chance to get a shutout, you're going to let my mans go get it. As this one's on the ground out past Johnson at second base. Another leadoff base runner here is Nolan Gorman is the one to do it this time around, leading up for 5, 6, and 7 here as we have a steal attempt down at second base. Looks like they tried to hit and run, and he instead swung and caught, missing the pitch entirely and getting the throw down with relative ease. We just sat there and waited for him to go ahead and slide in. He could have turned around and went back to first, just like Jordan Walker has to turn around and head back to the dugout after strikeout number 5 for Marco. J.P. Crawford, 0-2 count. Gets this one on a base hit out to Santander to go to keep the rally going here, trying to get a 2-out rally moving. Once again, with that runner being at first base, tying run is back at the plate. Alec Burleson, as our pitcher is starting to get tired here. He's closing in on 100 pitches. Can we get through one more inning here? We'll start getting the bullpen up and ready if we can get this batter up, or if we don't get this batter up the way. If we do, which we will with the 4-seamer downstairs, don't even have to worry about it. Let's go ahead and get some arms ready up in that bullpen just in case he can't make it through the 8th and 9th. Let's go ahead and go back to our bats here. We do have Hobby Miller. We had him ready. Now I'm going to go ahead and sit him down, being that it would be the 8th inning, and get up our setup man, Jonathan Loizaga, to go ahead and start getting ready and warmed up here. As can our bats make something shake for us here against Miles Mikolas, who has come into the game for them in relief, trying to finish this thing up, keeping it a 2-0 game if possible. He's on the 2-0. We get a chopper over to second base for the easy play. Not as easy as this base hit is, though, up the middle to Mark Johnson. Able to go ahead and get on first base here. Throw a little wild there, but we're definitely not going to move on from that. It ain't go nowhere. But gives us a runner here with 1 out. O'Neal Cruz is up next here. He's already 0 for 1 on the day. And I can see why if he's swinging and stuff like that. And on the hands, good call. Definitely was not no strike. 1-1 upstairs on the 4-seamer. Didn't want to take the strike, so he had to do it. As this one's going way back to left field at the wall, it'll be gloved in on the warning track. Thought maybe he might do a jumper leap there. I thought that might have been gone. But it does lead to us getting out number 3 here. As Jared Trillo still not able to do anything here for us. As we're going top 8 now, seeing how far Marco can go. And the very first batter he faces, only 2 pitches in, is a chop grounder to third base. So he's moving on up in this pitch count. We up to 105, make it 106 right now. Hey, look at the bars as we come away with this win. When you get wins like this, you can just come away with bars that are just so clean. As Yvonne goes in there and flies that one out to left field. And then Tommy Edmond, first pitch he sees is going to actually get dumped out to the corner. I knew I should have kept singing. It wouldn't have happened this way. Because that's going to get up against the wall. It's going to be an easy double for him as Tommy is in there at second base. Brendan Donovan up next. And the first pitch he sees before we even have a chance to think about bringing in another pitcher. Pops that one up to Johnson. So, of course, got to go ahead and sit down Jonathan and get up our closer just in case. Jose Leclerc. We are only up here by 2, so we definitely would want our closer to go ahead and come into this game to get this save if possible. So we'll see what the top of our lineup though has. Can they get at least one more extension run to help out Leclerc go ahead and do his thing? Four-seamer up to the chest. Obviously can't do too much with that one, but now at an 0-2 count, Pete's going to have to swing, and he just laid a slider into the home run meatball section of the plate. We have the 40-40 watch because at this point I had already stolen a base or 2 with Pete Crow Armstrong here today. And I guess even with only 4 home runs, we already looking to see if he can go 40 for 40. Give me that lead 3-0. That would be dope if we did have a 40-40 guy. I don't know if I've ever had one. Oh, I guess, yeah, more. No. Well, I mean, Morris Jones was there in the sense of 40-40 as far as doubles and stolen bases, but not home runs and stolen bases. So, haven't had anybody do that. That would be dope if we could. As that one gets popped out to second base. Nice, easy play there as Henry Davis is retired. And then we have Brian Reynolds, who was 1 for 3 on the day, facing off against Nicholas with the 1-1 count. Back up the middle, base hit, getting to the center field. So Brian Reynolds will now be on for us. 1 out. Santander's up next. And who knows how much longer Miles Mikolas is going to go in this game. He's already up to 30 pitch. I'm pretty sure he's a starter at 1 point as that ball gets away. We're going to take off for second. No, we're going to go back to first. And he had time to throw it back, but chose not to. So I'll take it. And now we do have still that runner at first base. Evened up 2-2 counts. That four-seamer's in on the hands. We pulled on it early, but unfortunately it still will be caught in as they get out number 2. And Pete Alonso, 1 for 3 here on the day. Just trying to do a little bit of superhero work and see if he can go ahead and increase this lead even further. Maybe Jose Leclerc doesn't even have to come in the game. The 1-0 pitch from Michaelis is actually taken a well way out of the stadium. Clear the deck, get the cannonballs, and give me a 2-run home run. Long fly balls. Pete Alonso's now up to 16 on the season. Really doing his job as the cleanup role. Cleaning up the mistakes. You know, he's number 6 in the lineup. Still technically like a cleanup hitter, like the 5. He's cleaning up after the 5's mistakes. And he's able to go ahead and now hold the sword of truth, the whisk of justice, the slasher of pain. And they're going to have to go to their bullpen and bring out a new name. Zach Thompson, 7.59 ERA, is about to get smacked up all on this yard, smacked up all on this field, smacked up. I need the pill. No, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I couldn't figure out what else to wrong with field. That's my fault. But solo or single fly ball out to center field off the first pitch he sees. But Brian Hayes will be going to be retired. And it'll actually lead us to go back to Marco, who is still out there. 5-0 lead. We do not have our closer getting warm any longer. As if there is a chance to bring in a reliever, it will end up being with a non-save situation here. As Nolan Gourmand, with a runner at first base, will now be up here. First pitch he sees. That's a long fly ball. Santander settling underneath it. Jumps up. Misses the ball somehow, so it'll be off the top of his cranium. As it's going to be an RBI double for the Cards. His 6th double of the season, and that one was a tough one. We probably could have had it if we timed it a little bit better, but that was a tough ball to go get. At least we were able to go ahead and play that one off the tip of the hat and keep it at only just an RBI double, not an inside park home run or something. So Marco Gonzalez is going to take on Jordan Walker one more time here today. We are waiting for our reliever to go ahead and be ready to come into the ball game. As we go to get the strikeout there on Jordan Walker, we still have J.P. Crawford here. And my problem is, this is why I'm toxic. I be trying to leave people in way too long than they're supposed to. After I got the strikeout, it was kind of hard for me to think about putting in a reliever after you just did something good. But with that being said, we do go to our closer in now that it's a 5-2 game. And Jose Leclerc is going to go ahead and look to come in and finish this one off against 7 and 8 if possible. Alec Burleson will be up first as he fouls that one off into the stands. Jose, I feel like is a very, very good free agency signing. We were losing our closing pitcher in the trade in the offseason. Now we don't have to worry about that role any longer. As we did see sometimes our old closing pitcher, he had some errors. He was the reason we lost some games, and we're just trying to see if we can find better now with Henry Davis here, as he was hitting good throughout the rest of the season. This regular season and spring training, playing better than anybody we ever seen. He definitely needs like an overall boost and immediately. But I don't think that we slept up on this game. It looks like it's about to close as Carlson in a 1-1 count here after his fellow teammate flied out the center. Looks like he might be down to the strikeout as that cutter's a little bit too far inside. Four-seamer in on the legs. Looks like he's not going to take that bat off his shoulder, so we might have to just lay this one in over the plate if we can just get this right here in the corner. Upstairs, of course, it's foul. Just try to get it low again. Chopped on the ground. Johnson not able to make a play on it. Does not have the speed or the diving ability to go grab that one. And because of it, we have runners now at first and second. Tying run is now at the plate is Ivan Herrera. 0 for 3 on the day. Looking to go ahead and change that up here. But it's not looking too good for him. Even up count 1-1 here as he fouls this one away. Down to just their final strike today. Can we go ahead and end this one on the K? It's popped back to the pitcher. Same thing as a strikeout because he's still going to get the stats. That's a victory for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Both runs end up getting charged, of course, to Marco. But great, phenomenal start at the anyway. I think if I had taken him out, just put a fresher armor in, we probably wouldn't have given up any runs. But I tried to touch my stars just a little bit too much. So we at least able to come out with a dub here today, man, against the rival Cards. That wins us the series 2-1. Marco Gonzalez goes up to a 6-4 record, Leclerc's 12th save. Only 8 hits as a team, which is pretty surprising. Still able to pull away 5 runs. So as I told you guys, different gameplay on that Hall of Fame. You can clearly see we're doing our thing out here with Pete Armstrong with those. Well, that solo home run, 2 for 4 on the day, was crazy. They had 11 hits as a team, but we did just as good. Reynolds, 2 hits for him, 2 hits for Pete Alonso. You see home runs here. Pete Alonso and Ryan Hayes, 6, 16, and 4. RBIs is looking at good spots. Crow, we stole those 2 bags before he hit that home run for the 40-40 emblem. And then Marco Gonzalez, 6 in the third, 10 hits, 7 Ks. So, very, very good start to the episode, or into the episode there. As far as gameplay goes, getting a dub there against the Cardinals and then setting up a series here for the Cubs, who are under 500, so we should be able to take that. And then the Mets, too, right after. In this game, we are down 6-8, end up losing game 1, take game 2 as well, and then game 3. So 3-game losing streak getting swept by the Cubs. 2-3 and 0-1. We have to get more run support than that. They're still behind us in the standings by 2.5 games, but now we're a full game behind the Cardinals back. So we definitely got to get that cleared up here ASAP as soon as possible. So we're going to get the simulation in with the Mets series here. We're up 8-0 here, so this looks like it'll be an easy dub for us. It will stay that way, 8-0, and we win the next day out 4-2. So congratulations, you guys, on ending the month of May with a couple of dubs. We're going to spread out to June. Looking at the prospects that we looked at, looks like we got 5 third basemen, 11 second basemen, and 37 relievers that we're currently looking at right now. So as far as the relief pitchers go, seeing some guys, of course, slip back and grow further from Ramon Ramirez. But most of the guys are kind of slipping back a little bit. Richard Jew's kind of going up. Actually, maybe most of the guys are moving up. Now, of course, we still got to look, too, because I want to know where your home run per 9 is, where your K per 9 is, where your walk per 9 is, and hit per 9. Hit per 9 has definitely been something we've struggled with as a staff in general. We're giving up a lot of hits in these games, which is causing to a lot of runs. But we do have a couple of completed profiles here at 100%. Rafael Delgado here moved up the board to 125. See straight greens in the per 9s. Great velocity, great control. We did work on the break a little bit, but outside of that, looks like he's doing a good job. We have Joel Espinoza. He's moved up just 1 spot, 72 to 74. So shout out to him. The second baseman that we're looking at, Sean Gorzeski, looking like he could be a strong prospect. Moving up to 21 on the board, 82 to 98. Could be an A potential player. You know, at number 2, we could be just picking BPA. Who knows? Or if first base is looking pretty good, then we'll just go ahead and stick with that plan. Of course, we got a couple of other weeks to kind of go through before we start getting full profiles and anything like that. But it definitely will, I think, be worth it. So we also go ahead and look at our third baseman that we scouted here too as well. Rob Key ends up going 72 to 84. So like I was right. He could be MLB ready soon with a low 70 and work his way up to an 80 possibly. But I love where everything is green and blue, and the only thing that we're missing out on speed. So I don't really need speed for my third baseman. Rob Coe could be a serious drafting target then. At 65, I get him with that second round pick. There's also Satchel Hollander as a potential option there at third base. Frank Bruno, not ranked to 194. There's some light at the end of that total possibly. Now, I don't see any stats here that I like. I see some green, but no blue. As we're actually going to go ahead and get Alex Grady, a first baseman that we haven't looked at or touched yet. I saw some of the stuff that he had. It seemed pretty interesting as far as like what skills he was good at, as far as the whole potential thing could be going. So definitely want to get eyes and look at him to see what he might be able to be on as another potential pick for that second round. So as we go ahead and jump back into the month of June, you see we have 2 series here against, we have a series against the Diamondbacks, Braves, Brewers, Rangers, Cardinals as a division game, Padres, Nationals, Cubs, in a 4-game divisional game, which this time we better not get swept before. But guys, there's some major divisional opponents coming up. We have the Brewers there to start off the month of July. We don't play the Reds again until August, it looks like, for a 3-game set, and then September early, a 3-game set. So those could be matchups that decide the series or could decide wild card seeding. As we are now 10.5 game out behind the Reds. They're really closing or getting that gap loosened up. 7-3 in their last 10 games. We're just trying to fight back in any way possible. Now we're only half game back out of the wild card, which is good, but still that trash record at home, 12-15. If we want to be a playoff team, we got to fix that. It doesn't have to be the division or the way. We at least have to have that home at a positive record if we're going to be this good. So let me know if you guys are enjoying the series, man. Leave a like, comment, subscribe on your way out. We will have more Pirates Rebuild. Next time out, we will basically be getting kind of like we did last year, straight up into the draft. And that will be that episode. And episode 13 will be the draft, as well as getting all the way to the end of August, or at least the beginning of August, to know what the overalls are. And maybe even getting through August entirely, is getting the September calls, depending on how the month of July goes and how much further out of the playoff picture we fall. So if you guys are enjoying, like I said earlier, like, comment, subscribe on your way out. It's me, boy SGG, aka the King of Games, aka SmooveGotGame, aka GM Smooth. And I'll catch you guys in the next video, man. I'm going for the day. Later.